Hey, it's John Hersey. Hope you're having a great day and a great week. You know what? I wanted to follow up a little bit with our conversation the other day, the post we did the other day about taking on something new. Taking on something new because the stuff that used to work doesn't work anymore. And the stuff that seems to work now is new to a lot of us. So I've been thinking about you all, and I've been thinking about taking on something new, because we certainly took it on. But the question that I have in my mind, I actually have two of them. First of all is, how many of you have actually taken on something new this week so far? How many of you have decided what it is that something new means to you? More importantly, the question is, how many of you are putting off taking on something new because you're a little concerned that you might choose the wrong thing and you'll waste your time? You know what? I have to encourage you to really step up here. That's what contagious leaders do. They really step up. Now, you may not be coming from as far behind as Beverly and I have been when it came to technology. I mean, we had allowed technology to kind of get ahead of us. Maybe that rings true to some of you. And we had to finally start somewhere. But even if that's not the case with you, just take on something new. Just make a decision, because you can't pick something that's wrong. Here's the reason. For us to identify the things that work or the things that will work in the future to advance our business, we have to learn them. And there's a lot of things we're going to have to learn that we don't know right now. And we're going to have to learn them, and we're going to, in some cases, invest our time, energy, and even financial resources into an activity that doesn't pay any dividends, that we down the road, in a fairly short down the road, or maybe a longer down the road, we determine it's not right for us, yet we've made the investment. And the truth of the matter is, I don't know any other way for us to make some of those decisions than to make that investment and just play it out and see where it goes. Here's what I'll guarantee you, though. I'll guarantee you that from time to time you're going to take on so many things, and there's so much new out there in the world today, that, as in Beverly's and my case, starting about 18 months ago, boy, it just seemed like we were doing a little of this and doing a little of that and putting our time in over here and putting our time in over here and learning about this and learning about that, and we seemed to be all over the place. And yet here we were, the people who had written in our book, Creating Contagious Leadership, about the importance of focus. And yet we seemed very out of focus, and we knew. You know, focus is a contagious leadership habit. Focus is something that really great leaders do. They don't allow themselves to be distracted, but we had to remind ourselves that we weren't really being distracted. There was just a lot of things for us to learn, and we had to take them on, and we had to learn a lot of things at the same time before we could decide which one of them, or which 5 of them, or whatever the number might be useful to us. So I'm going to caution you. There may be a period of time where you feel like you are just totally out of focus. You feel like you're jumping around. And it's because the business world today is a little bit like this multi-lane highway. Now we're trying to figure out what lane our business ought to be in. Because it's our lane, and once we get in that lane, man, we can just zip right to the head of the class and be successful. In the meantime, as we're trying to figure that out, we're sort of weaving a little bit, and we're jumping from one lane to another. That's okay. Just don't do it too fast, and don't get caught. But seriously, what we had to do was take that on, and it was frustrating, because it didn't seem like we had any focus. Now, there were instances where we invested time and energy into certain activities, a couple of social networks as an example, where after a period of time we realized, you know what, this one's not for us. This one doesn't suit us very well at all, so we stopped without making any significant investment other than just time. But there was a period of time when it just didn't feel like anything was coming together. And then all of a sudden, it started to. We started to learn it. You know, we started to learn the activities. We started to learn what it was, whether it be a shopping cart or a social network or a new software program or new apps on our cell phone, whatever it might be. You know, this morning, Beverly and I were at another ballroom dancing class. This time we were learning the cha-cha. And I got to that class and I was a little concerned because the steps just weren't coming to me yet. And I just wasn't that familiar with the steps, so we couldn't add moves. And I needed to create the foundation. That's what we all have to do. In order to have the focus that we need to identify, first of all, select what the new is. Pick a category, go after the new. Second thing we need to do is research it enough so that we really understand which activities we're working on. Third thing we need to do is create the foundation. We need to develop our learning sufficient so that we've got the steps down, if you will. So we know how to use the software, so we know how to use the shopping cart, so that we know how to upload and create and upload a landing page, so we know how to shoot a video and put it into our blog. Whatever it might be, we need to learn the foundation, get the foundation set. Then we can start to add moves. Well, this morning, all of a sudden, the steps started to come. And the foundation seemed to be set, at least in the cha-cha. Now, I'm not going on Dancing with the Stars, but boy, it was fun this morning. And the same thing is true with our business, is that certain things are just coming together. The last 2 weeks have been so amazingly productive because things that we've been working on for some time just started to come together. And I wanted to share this with you in this post because you will be frustrated. And stick with it. Stay focused on the learning. Stay focused on the desired outcome. It will come, the foundation will come, and then you'll begin to add some moves that'll make your business just soar and you'll have lots of fun. And we know that because that's what contagious leaders do. Make it a great day. Make it a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Be well and be contagious.